My visions are not the same as the others.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Ackle here, and of course, welcome back to each and every one of you. It is pretty early. I have only just woken up. I literally have my coffee next to me. I haven't even had a sip of that yet. That is how desperately I need to talk to you guys. I can't have coffee now. This is important. We have a problem, and it feels like I say that quite often nowadays because, well, first and foremost, there is a lot to be excited for. The next expansion is going to be Void, obviously, right? But I don't think we always appreciate just what that means. Let's think back to the last time we've had Void-related expansions, Legion and Battle for Azeroth, and that was the golden era of World of Warcraft speculation. Just because of the nature of the Void, you get whispers and you get all sorts of exciting stuff that happens. And this is no different, ladies and gentlemen. So the War Within, Midnight, I mean, come on, how's that not going to be Void stuff? And then the Last Titan, almost guaranteed, going to be something really, really cool. But we have to talk about a particular whisper, but a particular thing that is happening right now that I think a lot of people are missing. I see a lot of conversations online, and it seems like no one is making connections here. So this all started with the Locust Walker questline, where one of the things that Locust Walker says to us in the cinematic, when he finds out about the Radiant song, he tells Illyria this exact same song was on Koresh moments before Dementius the Void Lord consumed their planet. So before Dementius arrived, this song was playing. People were seeing this exact same vision, a radiant vision of calling them, right? So this suggests that the same thing is happening on Azeroth. He basically tells Illyria that Dementius is coming. The Void Lords are coming, because this is exactly what happened on Koresh. I started thinking about this, and I was like, wait, I don't like that. Well, what are you talking about? How is it possible? So first and foremost, there has never been, I want to be clear on this, there has never been any confirmation that Koresh had a world soul. Ever. It has never even been stated. None of the ethereals or the brokers, if we believe that they are from the same place, which I do, have ever spoken about their planet originally having a world soul. More specifically than that, if we are to believe the current objective of the Void, which is to corrupt and ultimately make a Void Titan, then Dementius consuming and absorbing a planet that has a nascent Titan within it makes no sense. It does not align with what the Void so obviously wants to do. More importantly than that even, Koresh didn't even have old gods on it. Again, it's never been told to us, right? Now, to be fair and to be frank, the ethereals aren't big on sharing knowledge of their home planet. They like to keep things a bit under wraps in that regard. But at the same time, you would have thought that they would have at least shared something about old gods being on Koresh, or some kind of old god affliction being on Koresh. But what we do seem to know is that they most likely had some kind of harbinger, because it seems like this Radiant song is connected to the harbinger. And then from another line from Locust Walker is where he says, you consider the Void an enemy. It considers you the same, at least for now. That was the moment that I went, whoa, what? What? At least for now. Suggesting that there will be a time where the Void will not see us as an enemy. It will see us as an ally, or maybe just as a neutral party, but not as an enemy. So let's start tackling this. I'm going to just come out and say it, right? I'm just going to be right up front with all of you. I no longer believe that that Radiant song that everyone is hearing is from Azeroth. I don't believe it, because I don't think Azeroth has ever spoken to any of us ever, including Magni, who claimed to be the voice of Azeroth. And I'll tell you why. Everything that Magni had us do in Legion and in BFA led fundamentally to the freeing of N'Zoth. And I remember at the time making a video and asking, why the hell did everything Azeroth tell us lead to the freeing of N'Zoth? Like, why would that happen? And people say to me, well, because Azeroth wanted us to free and then kill N'Zoth, which is fine if that is what, if that is truly what it is, that's fine. But now I actually believe that N'Zoth and the other old gods want to die. The old gods, you have to think about it like this. They are not individual entities. They're not entities that have their own wants, needs, and desires. They don't want to go to the bar on a Friday night and have a bit of Wookiee afterwards, right? That's not what they're interested in. The old gods have one simple objective on this earth, and that is to bring about the Void Lord's return. Why? Because they themselves are fragments of the Void Lords. They themselves, and this is only if we're believing the Titans. There are obviously other speculation theories. Myself and Pyro have spoken at length about some of the theories that could actually be true, and that the old gods may actually not even be of the Void. My current theory actually doesn't have them of the Void, but do have them serving the Void. But anyways, we're not going to go there, because there is also a lot of information that suggests that they may actually be from the Void. So I'm just going to go with what we know right now, and that is that they are of the Void. They are of the Void. They're fragments of the Void Lords. This means that they only live to serve. That's it. They don't have anything outside of that. They don't have any of their own goals. And so, the one thing that they are on this earth to do is to bring about the Void Lord's return. Originally, the idea was that all of these old gods would keep corrupting, keep growing, fighting amongst themselves until only one remained, and the one would have absorbed all of the others. At that point, that one would use all of their power in conjunction with something, we don't know, maybe the World Soul, maybe the waters of the Well of Eternity, because remember, I have a theory also there that I don't actually think the Well of Eternity was created because of Yisrael being ripped out of the planet. I actually think that that was a purposeful creation because of where Yisrael was settled. They wanted to have that spot for some reason or another. But never mind that. They would use something to take all of that essence, all of that power that's now been built up, and funnel that with force into this thing to create a stable portal that would allow for Void Lords to come through. So they've always only lived so that they may die. And now all of that is happening again. We now have Xal'atath in Ulduar, probably collecting the essence of the remaining essence of Yogg-Saron, right? So she went back in time. She collected Galakrond's essence, which contains trace amounts of Yogg-Saron's essence, but also a crap ton of Decay essence, because we know that Decay is sort of missing currently on Azeroth. So she collected that. She's now in Ulduar to probably collect the remaining essence of Yogg-Saron. She probably already has the essence of N'Zoth, because that was in the Blade Xal'atath, right? So she probably already has that. We'll probably see some kind of questline that takes her to that. So she is collecting all of the essence of all of the old gods all over Azeroth, and this all goes into a device known as the Dark Heart. And that Dark Heart will then be taken either to the Sunwell, because I do think the Sunwell is important. If you read the short story with Illyria, as soon as she steps into Silvermoon, the Void goes nuts. They want her to continue to the Sunwell and finish their communion, is what they called it. So clearly the Sunwell has some incredible power, and they want it for themselves. It's theirs, and they want her to take it for herself. So there's clearly going to be something there. We already know that Midnight takes us to Quel'Thalas, and it's going to take place there. So the Sunwell is going to be so involved in all of this. Right? Okay, so let's get back to it. Sorry, guys. I'm all over the place because there's so much information that I have to share with you. But right, so as Xal'atath is going around, the old gods have served their purpose. They've done exactly what Xal'atath needed them to do, and that is to collect all of their essences and then use that to summon through the Void Lords. Now let's get to this Radiant song. The first thing that bothered me about the Radiant song is the fact that it is exactly the same as the one on Azeroth. Why would two different nascent titans talk and communicate in exactly the same way? And then more specifically, why would the voice of Azeroth not be hearing this song? Everyone else seems to be hearing this song, but Magni is not hearing this song. And in fact, if I'm going to really nail down the whole Magni thing, Magni stopped hearing the voice of Azeroth the moment N'Zoth was defeated. Remember, there's a whisper. The King of Diamonds has been made a pawn. It's an important one, because it's one that we've been going back and forth on, but I think it's now being confirmed. It is not Azeroth that is speaking to anyone. And then there's a new bit of a whisper that is coming. And now I have no information on whether or not this has been confirmed. The video has a sound ID very similar to what a data mine sound would look like. The voice is in N'Zoth's voice, so clearly it's that. But there's no I can't confirm that this is an actual whisper, but it suggests that this is from 10.0 and it is tied to some kind of Bronze Dragon questline that we're going to be doing in 10.0, where we go back in time once again. But basically, the whisper is from N'Zoth, and it says, "Her dreams sing beneath the surface. Our dreams. Our song." The Radiant song, our song. And I mean, we can couple this with things like, "From the earth, he draws strength. Our earth, our strength." So they keep this sort of the same mantra, the same belief goes through everything. This is our place. This is ours, right? No one can take this from us. It already belongs to us. Then just to go back to the Well of Eternity, to give you a little bit of confirmation there, its surface blazes bright, masking shadows below. We already know that there is something dark hidden within the Sunwell. And I think that whisper specifically is going to really light the way. And then it says 5 keys to open our way, 5 torches to light our path. I think that's what the Dark Heart is up to right now. I think Xal'atath is going around collecting the 5 torches, the 5 keys. These are 2 separate things. The 5 torches connecting the way, most likely the dragons and what we saw in the Dragon Isles. And then we have the 5 torches. These are going to be the things that Xal'atath is collecting right now. Remember, the dragons were empowered by Azeroth. Our earth, our strength. Azeroth empowered them. 5. Gonna be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. No? Because actually I think it's 6, because Vernoth was empowered as well. So that makes it 6. That's gonna be an interesting one. Maybe they thought it doesn't really matter. They can have extra. Maybe one of them needs to die. We don't know. We don't know. But I think 5 is going to be left towards the end of it. Because I don't think Azeroth is doing anything on our planet, by the way. No, I don't. I don't think Azeroth is capable. I think the Titans have sufficiently neutered her into complete submission. But that last whisper, our song, it's our earth, it's our dreams, it's our song that she is singing, is one of the biggest ones. If that is true, then 100% we are not looking at Azeroth's voice here. It is not Azeroth speaking to us. It has never been Azeroth speaking to us. It has always been N'Zoth. It has always been the Void. It is the Void directing us now. And I think, by the way, Locust Walker, also a complete plant, like a 100% industry plant, he is there because he knows, or the Void knows, that they can't come to Illyria and just straight up tell her, "Listen, here, the Void isn't that bad." So Locust Walker's job is to slowly but surely get Illyria to accept the Void. And once she has accepted the Void sufficiently, it will be revealed to her that the Void is in fact not the enemy that we had thought of them to be. I think back to the name, the Last Titan after midnight. I think there's something big coming. The Titans are going to arrive during midnight. And we are going to find out that the Titans do not care about life on Azeroth. Iridikron's message to Chromie: "You will see. You'll be in trouble and they will not come. They will only come when their precious planet is under attack. That's when the Titans will arrive." Iridikron's voice, it's prophetic, because we can actually measure it. If the Void starts to win now, and they start to put tremendous pressure on us here, and the Titans do not show up to help, it means that Iridikron wasn't wrong. And if the Void finally starts to threaten Azeroth, and then only the Titans arrive, then we know that Iridikron was right. The Titans care not for what happens on this planet. They don't care for the mortals. They don't care for the dragons even. They care only about the planet. And they would sacrifice us if it means saving the planet, because that is all that is important to them. I think that's why Locust Walker says, at least for now. They don't consider you an enemy, or they consider you an enemy, but for now. Eventually, they will not, because eventually we will see that the Titans is the real problem here. And then, of course, we have a final whisper. Just very quickly, I'm going to cover this before I leave you guys, because I think I've said everything I wanted to say. But it is at the hour of her third death, she will usher in our coming. Again, Locust Walker slowly working with Illyria. Illyria herself says that she has died twice already. Her third death, at the hour of her third death, she will accept the Void. She will accept what the Void is. Remember, I've made videos on this, but I will make a video on this I will make a specific special video just for this, so that I can really highlight all of it. But I think at the moment of her third death, Illyria is going to do what Narfarian did, and that is accept the Void wholly, completely, fully. And that is also going to be the moment that she ushers in the coming of the Void, fulfilling the circle and becoming the harbinger of the Void. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, liked. If you disliked, dislike. For $1 a month, you too can keep this channel free from sponsorships that want to sell you stuff that you do not need. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, be kind to each other, be good to each other, and I will see all of you in the next one. Peace!